Anybody can do that now if you've got a microphone.
True.
Yeah.
Whereas if me and Tom, let's say, discovered, New South Wales,
Yeah.
and I was like, Tom and Damien,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I was also there at the same time. We did it together.
Well, I think that the only answer to that is to combine our names into one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tommy in.
Tommy in.
And then it's like, who gets the first? Anyway, let's not go
Anyway,
into it.
we can work this out
It's
offline.
going to come from Wills. Wills writes in.
Wills.
Would you consider this stealing? I went to the store to cash in some winning lotto scratches. I had won like $50, but the cashier hands me $80. I just took it and walked out. I think he may have been confused because I had scratched a $30 prize that I hadn't won, but he scanned them first, so I had no idea why he gave me the extra $30. So would you consider this stealing, even though it was clearly his mistake? Wills.
Ooh, this is a
He won the
tricky
lottery
one.
twice.
He did.
Absolutely. It reminds me, there was a time when a story, I think, a guy had won a car from a scratchy. And when like the news were like, doing their
Rounds,
B-roll
yeah.
to basically like, let's reenact this moment. It's like, Kevin was, whatever, and he bought a ticket and he's scratching it. They're trying to film that B-roll.
Yeah.
He won like 10 grand in that B-roll.
And he's like, oh, recreating
he's
the
like,
moment.
oh my God, I just won $10,000. And they're like, a car, Kevin, you won a car. It's like, no, I actually won and he won he doubled up on it.
And then the network's like, well, we paid for the scratchy, so...
You're like, well, Kevin, you need to give us either the car or the 10 grand.
Peter Hitchner will break your knees if you don't give us that money.
Hear that chopper? He's coming. He's got a sniper. Hitch is in the chopper with a sniper.
He's hanging out the helicopter with a bat.
Yeah, right. That is playing.
I can imagine him
Breaking news.
Yeah, right.
I'm breaking your knees.
your kneecaps.
Breaking news. So this is the thing. I mean, we've talked about being cool before in these situations about how we deal with it. We know that I don't deal well with these situations.
You've only done it once. You've only failed once, Tom.
No, look, I mean, I don't know if we'd sort of wrapped up the whole petrol scenario when I had gotten free petrol.
Yeah.
And then I went to go pay for it, and then she had actually refunded me the money.
You're a Watson man. You're lucky I didn't have my cowboy hat thing, because I would have chased you down, Tom.
Justified.
Put you away. It would have been... You know what happens in that show a lot,
There's
though?
some kick people.
Because the whole...
He kicks him in the chest.
He has kicked people.
He's got a real high kick.
But a few times in the
He's got those cowboy boots with the studs, Spurs, and just
Scratch your
Marcus
face.
really likes the cowboy kick. He's really latched onto it.
I'm gonna get cowboy boots. David, you got the cowboy hat. I'm gonna wear the cowboy boots.
I'll get the arseless chaps. Together,
Together we make one man.
one cowman.
But in a lot of the shows, because he has to decide whether or not to pull on a criminal and shoot them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then
He's got to make sure it's justified. He's like, do I do it? Do I not do
you
it?
say that though, but the line is always someone's like, Raylan, you pulled the trigger, but it was justified. And you almost expect him to
Freeze
turn
frame.
to the camera and wink.
Freeze frame as he's firing into the sky.
Yeah, but that's a big part of the show.
Made by McG. Go on.
What the fuck were we talking about?
Marcus
someone
was
in the
kicking.
chest.
Yeah, no, I think I said that. Fuck yeah, what were we talking about?
Your petrol.
My petrol situation. I don't
Yes.
think I updated you on how it's all
No, you
unfolded
didn't.
now.
Tell us.
Basically, I've got a life respect from this person at the petrol station now that I brought in a petrol voucher to get 4 cents off a litre. I mean, I'm not cheap, but I will take the discount wherever I
course.
can.
Hey,
and
why not?
And she was like, I brought it up to her and I'm like, oh, I've got a voucher too. She's like, please. You don't need to bring those vouchers in ever again. I've got 4 cents off a litre whenever I want. And you know what?
You don't need those dockets anymore. You can just throw them away.
I don't need to keep the dockets because she's like, she'll give me 4 cents off a litre. And you know what? That is justified, my friend. because it was a whole situation that she was worried about her job because she basically gave away free petrol and then gave me free money too. So she was hopeful that I would come back and pay for it, and I did. And
Well, you ain't going to go anywhere, Tom.
well, it's true. I mean, it's a local petrol station. I do need to constantly
Fill
go
up.
there. So
But you earned your badge.
yeah, exactly. I own my badge. And that was a situation where I'm like, I'm not going to deny and be like, nah, that's your mistake. Sorry, you got to deal with it. Because that's a conflicting...
But there are people like that.
Yeah,
There would be people
100%.
to be like, your mistake, so why should I need to pay for it? It's like, well, you were going to pay for it forever. That was the destiny was that you were going to pay for it.
Man, so many times when I used to work in retail, the FPOS machine we had, you had to manually type in the amount.
Yeah.
And a few times instead of 750, someone actually do 75.
Yeah.
And they would call a customer to say, hey, you know that cheap suit you got or whatever it was?
We know it.
Yeah, you need
We
to
know
come
it's cheap
in,
too.
Yeah.
and they would be like, "Your mistake, your problem." Click, like, see you later.
And what can you do? What if it's out of your jurisdiction?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Fuck, I gotta watch Justified.
It's great, it's
Once,
great.
once they left the store, Damien, unless you could chase them down,
Which you're not
that's it.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're not
And
supposed
he's
to
like,
do
let
that.
me get my hat. He's like running out the store,
It's like Damien, he's already gone.
kicking in the air as he's chasing.
Does he have a whip?
No, he doesn't have a whip.
I'm thinking of Indiana Jones. I
Yeah,
think.
but you gotta get a whip.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't
Does he
muster
have a
any.
satchel?
A satchel?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Indiana Jones too. Like-
No, he's not. He's a cowboy. He's not an explorer.
Oh, okay. That's who could have been the explorer.
Do you know what makes me paranoid? Oh, it's not. This is not the only reason, but I think about like how they gave him an extra scratchy, like extra money for his win.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen those news reports where they'll go to like multiple suburbs,
Yep.
and they do the same experiment, as they call them,
Oh,
where
okay.
somebody will go to like an ATM, they'll take $100 out, and then they'll walk off without taking the money.
Yep.
And they do it multiple times in each suburb to see like which is the most honest
Yeah.
suburb in Victoria.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
tell you which postcode to scumbags.
Yeah.
Yeah, but go on.
So and then the whole thing is like, you know,
Get
and then
camera.
people on camera basically like stealing money or doing the right thing, right?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they throw together some bullshit chart. It's like, well, Broadmeadows was at
Yeah.
70%. But I do kind of have those thoughts sometimes of like, I wonder if this was one of those news experiments.
Yeah, you're like, where's the hidden camera?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then the thing with that as well is they got to ask for your permission to show your face on
that's
the TV.
after the fact, though.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
be like, well, here you go. Here's your money back. Don't show my face on TV. I'm out.
Or if you kept the money, it's like you blew my face.
So, like, I'm sure they make it a really conflicting situation. Be like, oh fuck, it's a good deal
Yeah.
to show my face that I was like the guy who stole the 50 out of the ATM.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah, and I don't want to make that. I don't want that to sound like that's the reason why I would give the
Yeah.
money back.
Yeah,
but
right,
that's just
right.
stuff that plays in my head.
Yeah, but
when
they're
I
going to make
see
it
those
sound like that
situations.
anyway.
But
at
like,
that point.
I went and got fish and chips, and the guy gave me my order and didn't even like ask me to pay, and I
Yeah.
just took it. Like
Yeah.
I've done that before.
You
So-
did the old chip and dip.
Yeah, like I mean, you know, it's when you're wanting your special grilled flake, and
what
all you got to
happens-
do is eat it.
Yeah.
like, and you don't have to pay. I'll take that.
But what happens if you've forgotten as well? Like,
Yeah.
like you thought, I paid online. You go in there, you take it as well. He's thought you've paid online. You've walked,
Yeah.
and then you realize as you're halfway through that flake,
Yeah.
you're like, well, I'm home now. That's it.
Yeah, but
I'm
I reckon
done
the
now.
universe is in such a way that it balances out. I've probably paid twice for things. I've probably paid for things with my card, tapped it, and I don't realize that they've charged me extra.
Yeah.
I don't check my bank account statements and be like, all right, let me just make sure everything balances out. I paid this much for everything.
Yeah.
Who knows? I could have paid $200 for like a
Petrol twice.
cheeseburger or something like
Listen
that.
to this criminal justifies behavior, Marcus.
Justified.
That's why I got to stay vigilant and be on these streets because of scumbags like this.
As
guy
I'm
right
saying it,
here.
Damon's slowly putting his hand up, lifting his leg.
Reaching for my holster.
Yeah, right. I will shoot. I will fire. I got to make sure it's justified first. Let him finish.
Marcus, you're my witness.
I'm witnessing this.
Oh boy! So like that's the thing. I mean, it could happen that it
The
goes.
world
but-
equals out for the most part, I
Yeah,
would
it's
imagine.
like I've been getting a lot of free shit. I'm eventually going to have to pay for it in my later years of life.
Yeah.
exactly.
When I'm
That's it.
80, I'm going to start getting judged double for things.
you
Comes
never
around.
know. You never know.
So this person here, right? They've been given extra cash. They won the cash.
Yes.
Yep.
Would you say that you've made a mistake? No. I get this.
There's two ways of looking about it. You can look at it at the dodgy way, which is just like you've walked out, you've got the extra $30, that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
like you said, Tom, the world will work itself out in mysterious ways, and you'll probably pay that $30 in another way. Maybe someone will hit your car, and you have to pay
yeah.
for whatever
so
it is.
You're saying it's karma,
Karma will happen possibly.
right?
The other way of looking at it is you can go back and give that $30 back and say, no, this was wrong. And that like shop will love you for it.
Yeah.
I thank you so much. Like, you know, if you find a wallet and you actually see the address and you see all the money in the wallet, do you give the wallet back with all the money in it?
Yeah, I mean, I would. I wouldn't take, especially in a situation like that. I think it's one of those things that the feeling of giving the wallet back and reuniting them with their wad of cash would be better than taking the cash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I
that's-
can never take money from a wallet.
No.
I think it's without even thinking, it's an empathy thing. You're just like,
Yeah.
if this was my wallet,
Oh.
I want everything back.
The person is probably freaking out about it as well. Be
If-
like, or just got paid for that cash job.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I want they have to cancel their cards.
Yeah.
And
I
get their
mean,
I even want my coffee card with 2 stamps on
Yeah,
it. Who knows? Maybe
freebie.
I'll get those 3 coffees one day to get my extra one.
It's 10.
If I only had $50 in the wallet, for example, I wouldn't give a shit if I would give the $50 to the person as long as they gave me my wallet back.
Right.
Because the cards, I couldn't care. Like at that point, I'm like, yeah, thank you. I just
It's
don't
such
need
a
to-
hassle.
I don't need to do all my license.
I need my
the
Maya
cards.
one card.
Yeah.
I'm racking up some flybys here,
Yeah,
boys.
guys, come on.
Yeah.
So I think doing the Good Samaritan thing will work itself out in the end. You weren't meant to get that $30 in the first place, so yeah.
It's happened now as well. There's no point in him going back and saying, by the way, you gave me extra money.
Yeah, there's a small window of giving it back too.
Yeah.
You wait any longer, then you are like, well, why were you sitting on it for so long?
Yeah, and it's a minuscule amount as well. Like as far as I don't think the scratchy place are going to be like, oh well, we profit off people gambling and losing money.
That's an interesting point. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think there would be a certain amount of money if they gave you extra, where you'd be like, okay, now I feel like an actual criminal.
Oh.
I should like
$1 million
like
appears.
he won $80. They gave him 30. What if they gave him accidentally like an extra $200? At that point, it starts to feel like more like a crime, right?
$200 still seems like small fries to me.
I would say 1,000.
1,000? Yeah. Once you
Once
you got a comma.
If you won $80 and the guy gives
comma
you,
is key.
Hang on, if you won $80 and the cashier gives you an extra 1,000 on top, they're just bad at their job.
I'd be checking it to make sure they're feeling okay.
As they're putting like the cash dollars down, I'll be like, what?
50, 100.
Yeah,
200,
like-
250,
You know what? No, as he's doing that, I'll probably be like, I think you got it wrong.
Yeah,
But you would usually
It's
stop them at that
It's
point.
noticeable enough that they're giving you like a money clip worth of like cash.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that, like the $30 extra. It could be even negligible for you to notice. I'd just be like, oh, I don't know. I just took the cash.
I've
out.
definitely done that before. I've grabbed change and walked out and been like, oh, they gave me an extra 20.
Yeah,
And once it's already in your wallet, it's like, oh, well.
I mean, it's
Swings
like,
and roundabouts.
it swings around, I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
What can we say? I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't do a bad thing. Someone made a mistake.
It's not your mistake.
I think the fact that we've circled around this same thing and said the same thing so many times shows you that it's kind of like a grey area where it's like,
$30 is a great
you
area.
want to do the right thing and give it back, but
Yeah.
I'm starting to repeat myself, so I'm going to stop talking. Tom, please take it away.
Maybe, yes. Let's leave it there for that question then from Wells, and let's leave it there for the podcast because that is all the time we have, unfortunately, boys. But great questions brought to the table as always. Marcus, I got to say, this chair is so squeaky.
It is.
And when I was editing your podcast files that you would give me, and I would hear this chair,
you just thought to yourself, man, he moves so much.
I'm like, he's so careless. And it's like, I flinch even the slightest, and this chair squeaks. It is a noisy mess.
I've got a WD-40. We can do it on air right now if you want, Tom.
We're gonna guys, stop and just wait. We're gonna fix this chair.
I thought you were just cosplaying as the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I am.
Marcus is squeaky because he has no heart or whatever it is. But yeah, like now I'm witnessing what it's like to be firsthand to be Marcus, and it's
Good time?
noisy. It's way noisier than I thought it would be. But that's how it goes. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at tqhpodcast@gmail.com if you've got a question of your own, or if you just want to say hi, feel free to do that there. I think next week might be the last episode before
Christmas, yeah.
For Christmas, do we usually do a last episode on Christmas?
I mean, I'm happy to like
for
maybe
one more week?
maybe record another one and sneak it in before Christmas.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try and get 2 in before the end of
That's the
year.
plan,
Because
guys.
Christmas falls on Friday this year.
It does. We can make it happen. So Christmas,
Maybe release if we can try and release an early episode for Christmas time.
yeah, for Christmas' sake, guys.
Christmas,
Whoever
Father
listens to this
Christmas.
podcast a lot knows we're really bad at sticking to plans.
Yeah, right,
so
yeah.
do not quote us on this. But
They're
let's,
like fucking liars. On Sunday,
what they're gonna do.
they're
they
waiting.
said they would do King's Court again. They haven't done that in years.
That was a very big editing job as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what-
King's Court, that happened before COVID.
I really enjoyed King's Court, but also it's such a big editing job for Tom. I was like, look, let's not put him through that again.
Yeah. I took Damien to real big boy court. And, don't worry, guys, it was justified. Let's leave it there for the show. Thank you to everyone out there for listening. Thank you, of course, to Marcus.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you to Damien.
Thanks, partners.
And as we end every episode,
Stay curious, stay justified.
Yeehaw.
thank you again for listening. If you want to get in touch with us and ask us a question of your own, you can email us at tqhpodcast@gmail.com.
That email again, Tom.
Is tqhpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on what, Marcus?
We're on Twitter. We're also on Facebook.
At TQH Podcast. You can find us there. And we are also on, Damien.
Wherever you can get a podcast, that is where the TQH podcast is. Spotify, iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, you name it, we're on there.
And if you head over to iTunes, rate, subscribe, and leave a review, that would be fantastic. 5 stars if you think we deserve it. Thanks for listening.